Mic check, mic check. Good morning, everyone. We are live. I'm just going to be honest right now. I'm not really in the mood to trade, just based on how the market is looking. But today we're going to be obviously looking at the market, looking at what happened. Go over some gems real quick about daily bias and everything like that. And yeah, just see how we go from there. Morning, Stanley. But anyways, the reason why I don't really want to long today, and the reason why I didn't really long today, is because of the daily bias. All right. So that daily bias is going to tell you everything you kind of need to know when it comes to what you expect for your current market session. All right. So right off the bat, let me just hide this. Let me hide this just so things clean up. The past couple of days have been bullish because, okay, if we look at the daily, what happens with the daily candles, it breaks above the previous day highs. And if that happens and we don't break below the daily low on a pullback, that will be great for bullish continuations to the upside. And we did that for the past 3 days. Right now, today, and this happened last night, but they tried to buy it up during the government reopening and everything. But last night into today, we broke under the previous day low. So that doesn't leave me bullish for the session. It leaves me bearish. And with that case, then I'm looking for, entries, and not only entries, but my overall target. So the overall target one would have been somewhere down here at around 68.29. And after that didn't hold, we could have bearish engulfed this big green candle, which is what we're currently doing right now. So we could spill down and have slippage to 67.71 area. So again, a daily time frame as far as the previous or the current candle broke under the previous day low. So my bias for this current session is bearish up until we see buyers, step in at a daily level or daily demand area, right? So maybe we could see buyers step in at around this 67.50s to 67.40s. Maybe they step in around the 70s. But as of now, the bias for this session, we're not really interested in longing anything. And that daily time frame was key. Also, I'm kind of happy I was asleep during this time because it would have just been a complete waste. But the 30-minute, the way I like to get my entries as far as pullback go are the 30-minute 2-ups, okay? The 30-minute, we did trigger a 2-up. However, where this 2-up happened, it wasn't really, one, I was asleep. It was 4 a.m., so there was no way I was taking this move. But I'm, again, happy I was asleep because that 2-up failed, right? It failed and just started giving you 2-2 continuations to the downside. Now, there's a lot of reasons as to why this 2-up failed, and I can start listing them out because this is literally how I look at the market and, get into my positions. So these green lines, as you can see, these are just opening ranges levels. So we tried to hold above 64.25 at the 2-up. This is 4 a.m. Nobody's up at this time. Everybody's asleep. So it's irrelevant to an extent, but I'll still explain it. Okay, we failed to hold 68.64. So what this told me was, okay, we have some opening range levels to test, but if those don't even bounce, we're going down here to the 68.29 area. And what happened? Well, it failed to hold, going through and started to spill down. Now, right when it got to 68.29, what did it do? It bounced. Now I seen this bounce. This bounce was at around 7 o'clock. However, I told myself, okay, the bounce is triggering a 30-minute 2-up. However, okay, this is from 68.29 all the way to 49. If I were to take a position on this 30-minute 2-up from this current trigger, I would have to be super light because that is a super big move. That's what, a 20-point stop loss? I'm not trying to do that. For my first target to be 20 points away, no thank you. I want a much tighter stop loss. So I didn't fall for this, especially since it was still raging around these ORs at 68.44 to 49. I was like, what, let's see if if it bounces and goes, it bounces and goes. I'll just wait for a new 30-minute candle to open to see if that gives me a 2-up trigger. So I chalked this current green candle and let it do its thing. Came back to look at the market, and what happened? They didn't complete the 30-minute 2-up. In fact, the new 30-minute candle opened and failed to hold 68.29. So what was in play? 68.14. That failed to hold. Now we have 67.99 in play. All right. So I'm not really looking to long nothing as of right now. What I really want to see is the 30-minute 2-up. Now that we're at these levels, these crazy extended levels, which looks to be a support, like a small intraday demand zone. Now I'm looking for, okay, my new 30-minute candle is going to open in about 1 minute. I doubt I'm going to get a 30-minute 2-up on this candle. However, because it's so far away, so this is where I try to go to like maybe the 15-minute time frame, or maybe say the 5-minute time frame, to start looking for where I would potentially want to take my positions. And I probably might want to just stab at some longs here. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I might stab at some longs here just to see if we are good. And I don't mind taking 3 lots on this. I don't like using a 5-minute for entries, but I will use a 5-minute for entries if I need to. So let me just get everything ready. Yeah, I would probably stab longs here, just being that, I mean, again, we are bearish on a daily time frame, but it seems like we're trying to find some support in a daily demand area. Now, this obviously doesn't have to hold. However, if it does, it'll be a nice push to the upside. What upside I'm looking for? I'm looking for a run right back up to midnight open if they really want to be nice to us, you know, be favorable. But yeah, we got a 5-minute 2-up. I kind of want to take this move. I am not gonna lie to y'all, chat. I kind of want to take this move. If we get a new candle to open on a 30, that'll be a failed 2 down. So let's bite. Okay, I'm gonna bite. I'll bite for large. Stop loss, I'll put my stop at low a day, so 67.94. And I'm going off the 5-minute 2-up trigger, but I'll wait for this new 5-minute that open to give me that 2-up confirmed trigger, and I'll place my buy. So if that turns into a 2-up, I'll go long on this. Okay, so that's a 2-up. I'm long. It's probably gonna be my I don't want to say my only trade for today, but we'll see what happens here. But I'm currently long. So I went long at 6806.50. Stop loss is gonna be 6794.50. So I am currently in longs. I would long to the neckline too, so that would be my ideal target. Again, this is a risky long because I don't have a 30-minute 2-up, so it's a risky long position for me. See if we bounce. Again, there's no 30-minute 2-up. That's why this is a slightly risky long. So I'm taking that into consideration. I went off the 5-minute 2-up. So slightly risky. We're breaking under an OR. So again, not something I want to see with this long position that I'm currently in, but something that I'm not too upset about. Today is one of those days where sellers have the ball in the court. I wanted to see if buyers bounced it down here, but I will say I was a little impatient on this long. So I can fully admit that and be aware of that. I was impatient on this long. And the reason being is because I didn't wait for the 30-minute 2-up. I took it off of a 5-minute 2-up, and I now can see that I shouldn't have taken it off a 5-minute 2-up. So if this gets stopped out, it gets stopped out, but I'll look for another entry if it can present itself on a 30-minute 2-up. So that's for sure what I'll wait for, is a 30-minute 2-up, and then I'll get my entry that way. Because as of right now, sellers could still take this down a little bit lower. So I'll keep that into consideration. Stop out coming. There we go. Stopped out. Okay, so we just wait for a 30-minute 2-up. If we don't get a 30-minute 2-up, it's no trade. But first trade was stopped out, sadly. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so I'm staying on a 30-minute time frame, ladies and gents. So it's gonna be a little bit boring now because we gotta wait for a bigger time frame to get here into longs. So yeah, we're just waiting now. Oops. So it looks like buyers are here on a 30-minute time frame. It seems to be 67.99 is trying to hold. However, I am aware that the 5-minute 2-up is not the time frame that I want to be going long on. I need a 30-minute 2-up. This is to show me that buyers really want to push this back up. If no 30-minute 2-up happens, then I have to sit out and wait. I'm not long biased right now, so, or not that I'm not long biased right now, but I'm neutral at the moment. I'm not really interested in shorting anything, just because the overall trend isn't telling me to short right now. So just waiting. Yo, what's going on, Myers? Market looks weak right now. Failing to hold to 67.99, so just chilling for right now. Not forcing anything. It's one of those days where you just sit on your hands, kind of, because the fuck am I gonna do? Short down here? How much more lower do I want to take? The most obvious thing to do is look for like a bounce at a demand area, but like I don't know what they want me to do here other than sit on my hands. I'm not shorting this. I mean, I see more downside that they could take it to like another 50 points down, but yeah, not really seeing anything that I like. Not really seeing anything that I like. So if I don't get a trigger here soon, I'm gonna wrap up the live, because there's no need for me to fucking sit here and watch paint dry. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, no need for me to. Bears right now have it under control because of the daily time frame, and we had put in a daily 2 down. So yeah, if you weren't short from, I would say 68.50s, it's no point trying to short right now. Absolutely no point trying to short right now. No 30-minute two up yet. So we're just still sitting on our hands. Sitting on our hands. All right, we got a new 30-minute candle. Let's see if this gives us a 30-minute two up. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We'll see. So if this candle can do it in the next 24 minutes, I would love a 30-minute 2 up. I'll go long, and that could lead into a 1 hour 2 up. So if it does it in this candle, then that'll be the case. Or I'll just wait on the next candle that opens in 24 minutes. Hopefully that gives me a 2 up trigger. So that's what I'll be looking for right now. Looks like they're gonna try and pull it to 67.82. If that doesn't bounce, they pull it down to 67.68. The market is selling off because the government reopened. Or the government's reopening. So I'm assuming that they're anticipating like, oh, all that backed up data that wasn't released when the government was shut down will just get like pushed out all at once, like, you know. So I think investors and big not big money, but smart money, I guess, or I guess retail is scared of that, so they're taking profits. I don't think they'll really push, like, I don't think they'll really do that as far as like throw out all that data at once. I think they understand the repercussions that that could have if they do that. So like, I don't know how they're gonna go about it. I mean, at some point I would assume they would have to release that data, but I don't know how they're going to go about it. And I'm not getting no 30-minute 2-ups. So I'm not getting any entries to go long. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to give this market a couple more, like 30 more minutes or so. Because I don't want to stare at this all day. And if they're just going to keep, so like if they're going to keep pulling it down, then they'll keep pulling it down. I just don't have clear short to take. Everything is telling me this is oversold. So I don't really have a position. I did catch that overnight pop. It was pretty clear. So what I could do is go over that, because that overnight pop was like low-key clear. I took it off the 1 hour because I knew the 30-minute wasn't really ready. But I went long at 68.50 and we sold around the value area highs, and it was like an order or open range levels there. So where we sell, yeah, 68.85. But anyways, we'll see. Everything is just triggering downside. Like these are just two downs triggering. So, I mean, the next target on this two down is around here in that 71s area. So just gotta wait. Literally just gotta sit on my fucking hands and wait.
Hmm.
for anybody wanting to chase longs, there's no point trying to long this until you get a break above with a 30-minute 2-up trigger. Like, you need a 30-minute 2-up if you want to take longs on this. Because if not, sellers will continue to just slowly pull this down, pull it down, pull it down. So it's really boring. Really, really boring. They got until about, I would say, 9:30. That gives the new hourly candle some time to do its thing. If this thing continues sliding and I get no setup, I might call it a day early and just walk away. Because trying to, I don't want to short down here, but also I don't want to go on tilt trying to, call a bottom or catch it long, So if I'm not seeing my 2-up trigger and it just keeps sliding this thing, okay, I'll just call it a day and just reconvene either tonight or tomorrow if I get a setup. But if not, then I'll just chill because I have no reason to force anything. No trigger yet. Still waiting. There is no trigger. Looks like they're gonna still try and slide this down unless the new candle opens up and gives me a 2 up. No trigger yet. It's getting boring. Okay, we got about what, 6 minutes left. We're gonna get a new 30-minute candle that should, yeah, that should give us a trigger. Hopefully we get a 2-up trigger. We take it, run it up to midnight open if we really want to, but I'll probably just run it up to 40s if we get the longs. Again, I'm not interested in shorting down here one bit. I'm just looking for longs. So that's my bias. And the only reason why that I'm long bias right now, amid, you know, them shorting this market and taking things down, is because it's a seasonal shift in sentiment. That was loud. But anyways, it's a seasonal shift in sentiment. So with that seasonal shift in sentiment, normally November, December are bullish months in the market. So I am not really looking to short. I'm really looking to just look for longs at near demand areas, really. And now if I could catch a short, I'll play a short if it's obvious as day, right? But apart from that, I'm looking for longs at just demand levels and just looking to go long there. October was really the month to play short and all that stuff. Everything looks good fundamentally as far as like the tariffs and all that with China and the trade deal. So we'll see what happens. Government is reopening too. So we got about 4 minutes left. We're gonna get a new candle. If this new candle opens and I don't get a 2-up trigger, I will literally call it a day, because at that point, it's no point. It's no point. They'll probably just stall it out here and just go about it that way. Looks like we are about to get a new candle opening in about 38 seconds, 37 seconds. If it's a 2 up, I'll take the long. I will take the long. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. All right, we're about to get a new candle to open. All right, new candle's open. Let's see, are we gonna get a 2 up trigger? Is it a 2 up trigger? Is it a 2 up trigger? Stop loss will be at 80.
Crossing my fingers.
You said what?
Crossing my fingers.
Me too. My stop loss is gonna be at 67.83. 83. I'll keep it light too. That's a 3 up trigger. That's a 3 up trigger. Or a 2 up trigger. I'm gonna take it. I'm taking it. All right, I'm long. I'm only light with 3 lots on this position because we just been selling off. Right now, bears have control, so they could regain control. But right now, I'm long again. It's funny how it's near the same area that I recently went long before, but it is what it is. What I'm really essentially looking for is a run back up to 68.41. I might hold full size on it just because I did take the initial loss on the first position. So I'll probably just hold full size if we can get it to 68.40, and then I'll be done for the day. But what I'm looking for is if we can get this push up right now. We're holding 67.99 order opening range, so we could go to 68.14. The move to 68.14 could trigger a 2 up on the 1 hour, which will be even more bullish for me. So that's kind of what I want to see happen here. So we're holding this order block here at 67.99 as well. So that's what I do like. If we hold that, we push to 68.14. If we hold 14, we push to 29. Hold above 29, and we could essentially push higher to 63. We could honestly go all the way up to 87, to be honest with you, which is midnight open. But being that sellers did take control, I'm not going to be too crazy. I know people trade NQ here, so I'm gonna pull up NQ chart as well, real quick, and then just give y'all those levels too, because I know people do trade NQ. So, oh, that's the wrong one. So with NQ here, it's holding a value area low at 175, 175, PLC at 25,211. Right now it's going for 25,274. If it breaks above 25,274, it's gonna try and push, and again, you can mark these levels. So if it breaks above 25,274, it'll push a 25,339. If that breaks above, it'll push a 25,404. If that breaks above, it'll then push to 25,465, and that's relative to ES's 68.41, I believe. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at right now. That's the trade, if it can go. Okay, so like, if the trade don't work out for us, whoop-de-doo. But if the trade does work out for us, whoop-de-doo. It's in God's hands. I don't care what this trade does. Well, I'm not gonna say. Let me not say I don't care what this trade does, chat. Like, but I seen the 30-minute 2 up. I took the 30-minute 2 up. There was no other 30-minute 2 up. This was the only one that I seen. So if it works, again, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm just gonna call it a day. So yeah. No emotions. The emotions have been left at the door. It is what it is, right? Only thing we can control is our risk. Nothing else. We can't make the market go where we want it to go. If that was the case, we'd be rich as hell. So, yeah. I'm chilling for right now. Still in a long, but yeah. So hold on. It looks like we are gonna get stopped out on this position. That two up on a 30-minute failed to hold. Now it's in a three down. So it can get pretty crazy here. With that being the case, so if this does get stopped out, I'm gonna just call it a day because market's clearly not ready to get bought up right now, and we'll just let it bleed and do what it has to do. I'm just not interested in shorting. That's just me personally. I don't have a bias. I just don't. It's just not at levels that I want to short because it's already near like a low.
Yeah, I can see that. I ain't gonna lie, Jay. I feel like this shit's just gonna keep going down the whole day.
I mean, at this point, if it wants to, because the only thing I'm looking for that's gonna tell me, okay, you can still try longs, is that 30-minute two up. If whether it's the 30-minute or the 1 hour, but the 30-minute two up is really what I'm looking for to tell me, okay, you can go long. And I mean, that's what I had got, so that's why I took these longs again. So the fact that it's not working for me, I'm not even tripping. It's just the setup. Just the market's just not ready to get bought up right now. That's literally all it is. Because I took a clear two up that so trigger. Too. Yeah. Because normally on the two up triggers, like they'll take it to magnitude or take it to a target, but they didn't do it today. So I'm not really worried about it. I'll just reconvene either tonight or the next day. So I'm just gonna wait for this position to do its thing, and if it does go ahead and get stopped out, I will end the live. But if they decide to bounce it back, then they decide to bounce it back. But based on this going into a three down, I don't think we're gonna get a bounce back. I think this can be a bigger move to the downside if they want to pull it down that 80 level, because this is a 3-bar down. So with the 3 bars, we can see big moves, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. So
yeah, I was gonna tell you that because it could like indicate a reversal, right? Also,
it
like
could.
Another 3 bar is either like continuation of the trend or
right.
a reversal.
Right, because when I see this 3 bar, so it's 11 minutes left, right, on this 30-minute candle with this 3 bar. So like, if let's say the new candle opens and because now it's a broadening, right? So if the new candle opens and they can hold that lower broadening area, then okay, we could probably see a retracement back to the upside, right? But if that new candle opens and then breaks that broadening right here to the downside, then we're gonna see a bigger move to the downside play out. So I'm not really too worried about this trade getting stopped out or anything if it does, because that 2 up just went into a 3 bar. So yeah, and if they recover the market, they recover the market. It is what it is. Like it honestly is what it is. Basically, sellers took control based on the 2 down that triggered last night below 650 or 68.50. So that's why if I wasn't there to take that short then, there's no reason for me to try and short this now. Like now I'm just looking for longs, and not even a long to indicate a big market reversal, but just a retracement off of the sell-off that happened. That's literally all I'm looking for.
I got you. We're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait. It's right there to be getting stopped out, ladies and gents. I'm just waiting. I'm already over the trade, to be honest. So whatever happens, happens. I'm just not prematurely cutting it because I want to give my thesis time to play out. So either it gets stopped out, and we get stopped out, or it runs and it runs. But I just don't want to prematurely cut the trade. I don't know what they want to do here, but they better do something fast. My stop is right there. My stop is right at a value area low as well. So it's breaking under the bottom wedge. There you go. It's stopped out. All right. I'm gonna call it a day here. Clearly the market doesn't want to bounce right now. So with that being the case, we just call it a day. And we reconvene tomorrow. But the market right now doesn't want to show a bounce. We tried to look for a 30-minute 2 up. 30-minute 2 up failed. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here, but I'll be live tomorrow. See what we can get. If they want to bounce the market here, they can bounce the market here, but I don't want to force anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here, y'all. Take care.